So we've already reviewed the Mitsubishi Ralliart, and truth be told, many people did not like the review. So we're going to try and redeem ourselves by reviewing the Mitsubishi Evolution FQ 300 MR. It's a very beautiful car, very, very beautiful. If you've been a subscriber for a long time, you should remember last year in around October, we reviewed the FQ 330. Now, this looks very similar to the FQ 330 that we reviewed, but this is an FQ 300 MR. Some of the differences are such as the 330 comes with 330 horsepower, this one comes with 300 horsepower. Other models include the FQ 360, which comes with 360 horsepower, FQ 400, and FQ 440, which comes with 440 horsepower. Model names, you have the MR, you have the GSR. GSR, I think, comes mostly from Japan. It's more of a Japanese version, and it comes with around 300 horsepower. So now, many people still see an Evo and you might want to differentiate it from maybe a Ralliart or from a regular Lancer. So we'll start with the hood. You have 3 vents on the hood, and the intercooler, you see you have more, okay, this is more of a difference between the Lancer, Ralliart, and the Evo. So, Ralliart and Evo. The Evo has a more aggressive front end. The grille is more of a mesh-like material compared to the Ralliart, and it's got more breathing space. Like you see, we don't even put the plate at the front. It's off to the side, you know, so you breathe more. So your turbo is happier. You get more cold air, more cooling. Anyway, on the side, you also have fender flares, and you also have ventilated fenders, so your brakes can cool more. And also, this particular model, the owner, yes, it came stock with 300 horsepower. But the owners modified it slightly. It has a tune, it has a Ferrodo brake kit, so you stop better, more, it distributes heat better, so you don't have issues with brake fade, you know, things like that. It's got a Tomei full straight turbo back exhaust with a downpipe. It's a pretty sick car. You guys will hear it in a few, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy this car. So the rear of the vehicle is also it's a very beautiful shape. Some of the differences between this and the Ralliart that we reviewed is such as, okay, fine. I mentioned that some Evos come with twin exhaust. This one has the Tomei single exit exhaust, but it still has the aggressive diffuser, and the arches are still as aggressive. You know, it's got the curves. Anyway, so the main focus is going to be under the trunk. Sorry about that. Anyway, so yes, this is an Evo. You don't get a full-size spare wheel. So down here you get a tire repair kit, and the battery is also located at the back, and you have your washer bottle spray for your headlights and your windscreen. So all that is packaged back here. Another interesting feature that comes with the Mitsubishi, it has the Rockford force gate system. 19 speakers in the whole entire car. Can you imagine 19 speakers in a sedan, and it's a sports car? You have your music. You don't have to go, you know, to Ngara or where to have your system fitted. It comes stock with the car, and it's a very, very interesting system. Another cool feature is the wing. You guys saw me opening the hood with the wing. I used it as an assistant of mine. But anyway, it has a very aggressive wing. You know, many guys don't like their cars with wings. Personally, I think it gives it a bit of a very butchy feel. You know, it looks good. You know, some guys like the no wing gang, but personally, I'm a fan of wings. So you probably want to see under the hood, and we have it here. It doesn't look much from stock. Okay, fine. Yes, the car is stock, but some tasteful modifications here and there. Like, we can start with the radiator. You can't really see the radiator, but it has an AMS radiator, which is like 3 inches thick. It's quite thick. Something else, it has a HKS SQV, so that's basically the blow-off valve. You know, like how you have a BOV with a psh sound when you shift, you know, psh. But this one is more of a squeak, 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 squeak. I don't know, you'll hear it more on the road. I don't know how to replicate noises as much. You also have a boost controller that's manual. The automatic boost controller apparently is a little bit more intrusive on this particular car. So yeah, we're going to feel that more later on. So the interior of the Evolution is a fairly nice place to be. Starting with the seats. The seats are very, very, very supportive. I believe they're Recaros, and they're quite aggressive bucket seats. So when you're driving around and you're turning, it holds you well in your seat. And also, they're a bit comfortable, you know. So if you're daily driving the car, it should be quite a lot of fun. Okay, fine. Yes, if you're carrying your mom or your girlfriend, some of them might find it a little bit uncomfortable, especially if they're as big. Yeah. So anyway, The infotainment. I mentioned it comes with the Rockford Force-Gate entertainment system, and it's a really nice system. You have all your telemetry. Actually, you can do your lap times with this system. The speakers, 19 speakers in the car, but let's move on to the shifter. SST, twin clutch SST. So with this one, you have 3 modes. You have sport, you have normal, and you have super sport. This basically just adjusts your shift points. We'll see this more on the road, and you might hear how the engine transmission behaves differently. You still have your normal handbrake. It's very, very manly. You have your buttons here, all-wheel control, and your AFS off. On this side, you can turn on AAC, and it's a very nice place to be. You have your controls, you can call, Bluetooth audio, everything is just there. It's a very, very nice place to be. When you also have AC, so if it's hot, you're on a track day, you're very cool in this car. You have your AC, you have your high quality music, you have a lot of boost, a lot of boost. It's a very, very nice place to be. So we're finally driving the Evo 10 with our friend here, Raj. Raj is the owner of the car. So tell us a little bit why you chose an Evo over an STI. There's always the debate between Evos and STIs.
Well, thanks for the honor.
Yeah.
Now, I had an STI before this one, Subaru.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, the day I drove this car,
Yep.
the difference is seen. See, probably the people who argue on this issue of which car is faster,
Yeah.
the Subaru and the Evo, probably haven't driven either one of those.
Yeah.
And that's how you tend to make judgments before you drive.
Yeah.
So for this car, personally, it's radically different from what an STI is.
Uh-huh.
This car talks when it comes to power.
Yeah.
Whether it's top end, low end, this car has it all.
Yeah.
And it's quite a solid car. I'm sure even from the way you drive it, you can feel it.
It's an amazing
It
feeling.
feels extremely solid.
Yeah.
The only challenge I used to have with the Subaru, it used to feel quite light and too plasticish, and even when you used to do the power and all, and it would get affected with fuel so fast, and it would generally have a lot of trouble when it comes to boosting. Sometimes you realize the boost is low,
Yeah.
and the brakes used to fail often.
Yeah.
With this car, personally, I'm assuming also the brakes are almost the same on this car, but this car is built solid. The feel of this car is totally different from what you'd experience in any other.
It kind of feels like a German car in a way.
Exactly. Actually, if you compare it, most of the things here are designed similar to what a German car is. Like you have the computer box right next to the engine,
Yeah.
and those sort of things.
Yeah.
So a lot of this thing it has a lot of resemblance to the German counterparts. And to be honest, if it comes to power, this car it moves quite a lot, because obviously the issue of race is comparative to how the tune of a car is. But when it comes to stock Subaru versus stock Evos, I can guarantee you the Subaru stands.
You told me it has a downpipe, Tomei exhaust.
Yes, we put a downpipe, and the Tomei full back exhaust.
Yeah.
And we did a few minor upgrades.
Yeah.
And of course we did delimited it, tuned it to the Kenyan fuel and all that, and we got quite a good improvement.
Yeah.
At this point we are running about 350 to 370 bhp. Haven't had a good dyno run yet, but those are the figures.
I'm slowly building up my list of cars. So actually, this should be the most powerful car I've ever driven, which surprisingly, it's a very nice feeling knowing that you have 370 horsepower under your right leg.
Exactly.
But also the brakes are really good. So tell me about the brakes.
Okay, initially when I bought this car, we used to suffer from the problem of when you're racing, often you'd realize once the brakes are hot, you don't have that brake when you need it.
Yeah. Particularly
if you're doing a long distance race or something, as soon as you use the brake 5-6 times, it tends to become hot, especially when you're braking from high speeds.
High speeds.
Yeah. So that necessitated the need for bigger brakes. So we put Ferodo, ventilated discs. We put the Ferodo. It actually comes as a kit. So we did a full upgrade on the brake discs. Mm-hmm. Because that is, as it is, to be honest, in Kenya, the 370 bhp is quite a lot. Yeah. So you need that kind of a stoppage power, because most people tend to invest a lot onto the performance bit of the car, they forget the braking bit. Yeah. And that's how you realize most cars tend to end up in gutters
and the lorries, roundabouts.
Yeah. So that was one thing, and it actually happened with the car. I was almost entering under a truck.
Jeez.
So we had to put the brakes on and all. After that, it's running quite beautiful.
Yeah.
It has a lot of stopping ability. That's one thing I'll tell you.
Now, personally, I think that you can daily drive an Evo.
Definitely. Yeah.
I've known people who have actually done it before. Yes, it's heavy on fuel. Yes, the fuel tank is not the largest. I think it's like 50 liters or something. So what are your thoughts of daily driving this car?
Now, from that place that you're sitting in, does it feel any different from a German Mercedes that you're driving?
No, it doesn't.
You see, the beauties with this car, they had all that in mind. Apart from the only thing disadvantage is the seat, as you said, it doesn't go up and down. But otherwise, whether it's a transmission, once you put it on automatic, if you're not pushing the car, it drives like a normal automatic car.
Yes.
The brakes, you don't feel like you're really driving a car that is all sporty and
No,
it's not cumbersome to drive.
It's not.
So it's good daily driver, yes. And the aspect of fuel, but then it's all about
smiles
per gallon. So that's one thing, yes. A lot of people do daily drive it until now.
Yeah.
Quite a number of people, even in Nairobi. All those guys who buy these Evo 10s are all daily driven. No one just parks it for events or something.
Because they're actually pretty reliable.
Very reliable cars.
I haven't seen Evos killing engines. No. Gearboxes, they're more prone to killing the SST.
The SST, but the SST had an issue, like even here. When the SST has a natural rattle to it, if you hear it clearly, you'll hear there's a rattle on the gearbox. That is a very normal sound that shouldn't bother anyone.
Okay.
But when it comes to launching the car, most SST transmissions fail when you launch. This car has a launch control. So when you launch the car, that's when the SST tends to fail, because of the high-tech features that they've used inside the gearbox. Because don't forget, this car changes in microseconds. From one gear to another. You'll realize once you're pushing it, you'll realize it changes quite fast.
Snappy.
On the fingertip, you've changed the gear you're going. So as a result, and even those gearboxes are not prone to failure, but you see what happens with Kenyans. You want to take the car on track, you want to race it everywhere, but then when it comes to changing the transmission fluid, first of all, you won't get this fluid locally. And most people don't know how to import or something for that matter. So what they'll go is they'll go to a Juakali workshop, weka to the normal CVT or ETF or what, and of course that's prone to failure. It's actually what German cars are facing right now. Most people saying, oh, you drive a Golf every day, the gearbox fails and all.
Because even with our German counterparts, especially with the GTIs and stuff, you find someone has killed their gearbox, and it's a very reliable gearbox. The problem is where you took it for service.
Exactly. And you see, one thing I'll tell you, when you're pushing this car on a sports mode or the super sports mode, you're not supposed to do long distances. In terms of, if you're doing a track, basically you're racing someone, you can't race for a very long distance. Of course, the gearbox gets hot, the engine gets hot. You need to be careful on that aspect. If you're racing, you do it a short while and then give it some break, and then probably if you're racing from here, let's say to Westlands, that's more than enough track for you to do it in one session. You need to give the car some time to cool down. But if you're constantly pushing it throughout,
it's
let's say from morning you're just driving it on.
There's going to be a lot of wear and tear.
Exactly. So that's how the gearbox tends to get very hot. So with these cars, you have the upgrade gearbox coolers. It's similar to an intercooler, but that one cools the gearbox oil.
Gearbox oil only. That's pretty cool, because I was talking about the engine blocks. This is the 4B11 block. So about the reliability between this one and the STIs. I know people with STIs who've killed 4 blocks. There's always these memes going around. Oh, you've killed gaskets, or you've killed pistons. Like, I know someone who's broken 4 blocks. He's on his 5th block. But I think you should be on your 1st block. This is the stock as it came. We've never had, let me tell you one thing I'll tell you with this car, touchwood. Never had a check engine light. Never had a engine issue, never overheating, nothing. You could literally drive it the whole day, push it everywhere. But you will not find even a liquid of water missing from the engine. It's that reliable. Basically, it's just like driving a normal, typical car without all the hassle and everything that comes with it. It's a really nice car.
It is. Actually, the engine bit is quite reliable. Even the turbo, it doesn't fail. There's no over pushing it. With other cars, once there's that over boosting and you realize that turbo is blown or something, with this car it's just there.
Because like now we are moving and it's so easy, it's effortless. If this is a car I'd actually like to daily drive, because it just works, and
it's a sweet car. Exactly. That's the whole point of it. It's a sports car. You have all the power in it, but nonetheless you still have the comfort bit of it. Of course, now if you want to make it more aggressive, then you go the coilovers way, but as it is, you can feel it has no. I've personally pushed this car to extremes and I've not had issues with the stability.
They're really fast.
So, other than that, one beautiful thing is the music system on this car. As I told you, it has a Rockford Fosgate.
19 speakers.
With the sub and the boot. So that gives you the chill when you want to even relax, enjoy your music, you have that as well. And
the boost is so linear actually. And the gearbox ratios
you can see it changes without you realizing.
It does. And okay, about the modes. There is gravel mode, snow mode, tarmac mode. Tell me a little bit about them.
Basically, that one controls the way the wheels tend to pick up, the traction of the car. And it sets as the AYC pump and all that. So it's a configuration that suits best on what terrain you're driving on.
Yeah.
So when you're on gravel, of course, you expect loose gravel, the
Yeah.
car to skid here and there. So
Yeah.
gravel tends to streamline the car to those aspects of driving.
Yeah.
So when you're on tarmac, of course, the road is much stiffer.
Yeah.
The bends here and there that you hit, so then the car is configured to that
But like,
dimension.
you know, we're not like on a racetrack whereby we could test out, you know, we're just on normal roads. Unless we go to TGRV or these other tracks that are available, it's very hard for me to portray what I'm feeling, especially the different modes. The car is very, very capable. Very, very capable. And you know, with all these modes, when you watch these videos of guys taking Evos to tracks, it just corners, it sticks to the ground. And considering all these options, I think STS come with DCCD, something like that.
Yes, it's a D-flock
Yeah.
mechanism. Basically, that's what I'm telling you. When this car was built, you can even look at the build quality. This one was built to last much longer.
Yeah.
It had the driver experience in mind when they were building this car. They knew you'll have an amateur driving it as well as a pro driving it. So
Yeah.
with an STI, it's basically built for someone who assumes they know how to corner and all these things. With this car, it had all that in mind. So it can be driven effortlessly by a woman as well.
Yes, it can.
Yeah, so you can realize a young person can drive it, an older person can drive it, a woman can drive it, a
Yeah.
man can drive it. It embodies everyone.
Yep. So we're currently in normal mode and it's not too dramatic. You know, we're currently cruising, legal speeds, not doing anything. But you'll notice immediately I put it into sport mode, it downshifts, basically boost is ready and it wants you to go. So if I decide to go now, I just go and I'm just going and going and going and geez, when you look at the speedometers, when you realize like, oh my, it's quick. 370 horsepower. It's a lot of power, especially now. I see why you need bigger brakes, because if you had I don't know how good the stock brakes are.
Yeah.
How good are they?
They're pretty okay.
Yeah.
They're nice when they're cold.
When they're cold.
Yes, but as soon as you've braked like say, from 140 like 3 to 4 times, then you
Yeah.
start realizing they're failing. You could actually come and brake onto it and the car still moves. Way past.
So they'll basically retain a lot of
they
heat
just become hot and they stop
and they stop working.
Exactly. And because the discs tend to get hot,
Yeah.
So with the ventilated discs, you have that advantage of them cooling much, much faster.
You can hear the pops when you release.
Yeah.
This is just a lot of fun. There's also a little bit of engine braking when you let off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then it retains the boost for you to be ready whenever you're set to go. Actually, on sports mode, you hear a lot of pops and bangs, particularly when you let go of the throttle.
Yeah.
Because then that's the...
It's a really nice car. Will it be a daily driver? Okay, fine. It's that car sounds amazing. GTIs. Oh, those pops are amazing.
Yeah.
And you just go. No, that's not even full throttle.
Exactly. I want you to try it. You will enjoy it.
Really?
Right after this one.
Still in sport mode.
Sports mode.
Okay. That's not even full. That's like a half. They're braking. Jesus.
There is no stop. You will have the same feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. There is no.
It just pulls and pulls
Just
and
keeps
pulls.
going and going and going. There's no point you feel like now the car is safe enough.
That's amazing.
It keeps going. You will clock to 250, 260, up to 290.
And it's just
You have
pulling, still chugging the same.
Same. The pit doesn't stop.
That's actually pretty cool. Awesome. So I hope you guys have enjoyed our small review on the Mitsubishi Evo. It's a crazy car. If you guys ever... The battle between STIs and Evos, I think my mind is now changing to favor the Evos more than the STIs. So I'd like to hear your discussions down below. Which one would you have? The STI or the Evolution?